Hello guys and welcome back to another EUCL fantasy video. Today we're going to speak about some deadline tips for the upcoming Matchday 5. I can see the game has updated a lot of the injured players, so we can speak about them as of now. And I have some updates that I've read around the internet that I think are going to be helpful. Just so you know, before we start moving, I've activated my Limitless. As you can see, I have an unlimited budget and every transfer for me is free. This team, I've thought about it a lot and I don't see a place where I want to improve. Honestly, probably the only spot that is questionable with Saka, but as already mentioned to you yesterday, I think that Saka is going to be performing pretty well. I have this feeling, and if we check the dates, we have not the points, what the hell, we have a nice split. We have 6 players playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 playing on the second day, and we have 9 that are playing on the first day. Of course, we can change to 8 and 7, but 9 and 6 also work because I want to see more performances and to have only the team to be improved. Of course, if my team struggles and if my team didn't perform well, it's all on me and my 6 players will have to perform for me. But at the end of the day, I think this is a nice place to start and a nice team to start building from. I think that the main pillars of my team are going to be the opening fixtures like Sahir, Otamendi, Pavlidis. For me, I think they are going to be the differential players. I haven't seen a lot of people with them. I have seen a lot of with Milinkovic Savic. Here in goal, I've seen a lot of Guardio here, and I've seen a lot of diversity up here with a lot of people not still recognizing that Osimhen is out. I don't know who's going to be picked, but yeah, let's now discuss the injuries. Osimhen, speaking about him, he's doubtful, but there are rumors that he's going to be in the group, so you can take into account that he is going to be most probably sitting on the bench. But the beauty of it is we'll know the starting lineups as this is the opening fixture and we can make an educated pick instead of just going out there and guessing what the performances are going to be. I think that's an amazing start if you are considering of selling Osman, because Dumfries and the other very popular player of Gabriel that are in defense are going to be a headache for a lot of people. And if you're not a Limitless user or a wildcard user, I would probably keep Osimhen and get rid of Dumfries and Gabriel. I think both of them are missing Matchday 6 as well, so yeah, not something that I would like to own in the next couple of weeks, while Osimhen might be back for Monaco away and it can be a great fixture to target him and add him into your squad. As mentioned, the only spot here that is questionable is Saka. I've seen a lot of players with a Dortmund player. I've seen with a Real Madrid second player, but for me, yeah, those Pavlidis, Saka, Otamendi, and Sahir are the 4 differentials in my team, because the rest is pretty standard. Courtois, I've seen others with a different keeper, but they are with a Real Madrid defender, so I think Courtois is a nice addition here. I don't know if it's going to be feasible to have him. If we take a look on day 2, we might have a better keeper out there. Somewhere like the Sporting keeper can be an option and so on and so on, but I really do enjoy it that way. One defender that I am really gutted to miss out on is, what the hell am I clicking? Is this guy Kenda. He's playing on the right wing position, but as I've seen recently, he has been either benched or quickly replaced after the halftime. So yeah, probably not going to risk him, putting him into my side on that Limitless draft. Elsewhere, Foden is risky, but day 1. The rest, I think I can live with. The captaincy is going to be around Pavlidis. We're going to talk about later about captaincy, but let's discuss some of the injuries. As mentioned, Osimhen is probably going to be sitting on the bench. So there are rumors that Mauro Icardi, sorry, is starting the game ahead of him. He played 9 minutes, 17 minutes, like his minutes are limited, but I think that he might be an interesting option. I've seen several people discuss this guy Watson from Copenhagen. He is on penalties if I'm not mistaken, so he might be a better option than a lot of people, but that's a cheap alternative in my eyes, and I don't think I'm a fan of. One more player, Gordon, that I yesterday mentioned that was injured, is now back in the group, so I think Gordon is safe and you can safely rely on him. But a player that I didn't mention yesterday, Trippier, is going to miss the game. So if you have Trippier, you have to find a replacement for him. Also, players that Gonçalves is injured. Yes, forgot about him. Pedro Gonçalves is injured, so yeah, you can... if you have him, sell him. But yeah, he's with an injury. Marcus Rashford is back in contention, but with Lewandowski and Ferran Torres, I don't know how much time he will play on the field. Now with the five of them, with Yamal and Rafi being fit, I don't know what's going to happen with the front three, but we are there to see. Am I missing someone important with an injury? Trippier I mentioned. Yeah, Llorente I mentioned. There are rumors that Oblak might be missing the game, which is quite harsh, and Simeone might be missing the game as well. They're a doubt for the next fixture, so they have a hard fixture. So yeah, you have to be careful there. And yeah, Dembele, I forgot to mention Dembele, sorry, is pushing for a start. So if you feel risky and you don't know what to do with your third striker spot on a Limitless, Dembele can be an interesting alternative. I would be probably staying away as of now until I see him fully back fit. This is the team, this is the news. What I regret not picking, probably, as I mentioned, is Kienda, but I don't know how much I'm going to regret it. No second real attacker, but Vini has a lot of issues with Xabi Alonso. Bellingham is good as an alternative, but I don't know if Güler or Belly are going to play one ahead of each other. So for now, I'm staying quite away from a second Real Madrid attacker. Eugis is someone that I regret missing, but I feel like Saka is outscoring him. I don't know why, I just have this feeling. Of course, I can be completely wrong, but I think I'm in a good position as of now. And of course, this guy Eumas can be an interesting option if he starts up front, so you need to monitor him, and of course on the stream we're going to discuss it. These are the deadline tips that I can give it to you. Wait, of course, for the lineups to go out and we will discuss them. If you're on a Limitless, I would build the standard. So the standard is Haaland, Mbappe, Salah, Kvara, McTominay. I think those 5 attackers. Van Dijk, Di Lorenzo, Numensch are other that are solid, and I think now the others should be differential. For me, the main spot up front goes to Pavlidis. I think that's how it's supposed to go. Foden is an interesting pick. In UCL, he has been delivering, so I want to closely monitor him, how he's going to deliver. 1 assist, clean sheet, ball recovery is here. He did not play there, so if he doesn't play, I can of course sub him on the second day. Emre Can back in the lineup means that Dortmund are in an amazing position, especially at 4.5, a penalty taker. I think that's a very, very interesting shout. I don't know how I missed that he was back against City, but now fully fit, already have taken a penalty, so I would consider him. And Otamendi, if Pavlidis goes out and they receive a penalty, who says he's not going to still try his luck? Last time he missed, but before that he scored, so I think that's a good thing to consider. Now, speaking about captains, I think captaincy is one of the most important things. If Osimhen starts, he's an okay captain for me. Pavlidis is a great captain. You can go for McTominay as a captain option, and I think the other option is Haaland. For me, those are the 4 options. So, the options are Pavlidis, if you feel risky, Osimhen, if he starts and you think he's playing 90 minutes, McTominay against Karabakh, I think he has a nice potential, and of course the main man Haaland, I think is a great asset to pick here and feel comfortable with him. Second day, it's a little bit trickier. What I would probably consider is a captain from PSG. I think Kvaratskhelia is amazing as an option. Next up, as an option from Liverpool, I would probably consider Virgil as a captaincy option. Then it's a captaincy option from Real Madrid. I think it's Mbappe. And I think those are the three best options that I can think of. Of course, you can go rogue somewhere, but on day 2, for me, Mbappe is the best captaincy option, and I think he should be considered by a lot of people. Uh, if you haven't still used the Limitless, how would you recognize if your team needs it? So, take a look at your team at the moment and open the fixtures up until the end. Type in a UCL fixtures or a fixture difficulty rating and start making some plans. I know that there aren't too good of a websites that can do that for you, but still, I think that's a pretty easy task to do. Follow your team and where it will lead you. If you have good fixtures in the next couple of weeks and only this week is shit, you can safely activate the Limitless. No transfers are going to be passed down to the next week, so you start the week with 2 free transfers, which is quite important to remember and to understand. Then, if you take a look at how the teams are set and your team is set, if you don't have a lot of good fixtures this week, as mentioned, you can activate the Limitless. If you have a solid team, but you have some minor injuries like Osimhen, then Trippier is injured, then you have someone like Dumfries out, then you have Rashford up front. I think that's another possibility for you to activate the Limitless, just to get away from those injuries and those players that are just on the brink of returning, and you will get ahead. Of course, for me, the Limitless chip can be used in 2 situations. One, to get away from a shitty situation, like I did. My team was atrocious. I had 3 injuries in defense. I had a player not playing, so I was completely screwed. Then I had some shenanigans up front, players facing off against each other, so I was screwed in that sense as well. And at the end of the day, I used it that way. Other people decide to do it when there are a bunch of good fixtures, so this week is not such a week. Liverpool and Real are the only teams that are strong, if you consider them, that are with good fixtures, but they are not in the best of shapes. So it's quite tricky, but still I would activate it for me to get away of a tough situation. I wanted to take a look at the most selected players, and what caught me by surprise is how fast Nuno Mendes has skyrocketed in this position, 43%. Like, this is absurd. Harry Kane and Tulise, it's pretty understandable. Their prices are quite tricky, 10.8 and 8.2. Yeah, in particular, especially Kane has risen 0.3 so far this season. Haaland is there pretty high. David Raya is with 32% ownership. I did not expect that. Vitinha is still pretty high, which surprises me. Yamal is high. Donnarumma is high, obviously. Fermin is getting higher. Eugis is probably with a lot of dead teams. So we have a lot of players with a lot of good percentages. But players like Kvara, McTominay, Foden, Otamendi, Pavlidis, if we go down, Saka, I think Emre Can is not owned by anyone, so I think I can find him. Yes, Emre Can and Durance, 1% differentials this week. If my team delivers, I think I'm skyrocketing up, because the players that are not in my team, like Kane and Tulise, are having issues. Hakimi and Dumfries not having issues but facing Arsenal. Hakimi and Dumfries are injured. Rice facing Bayern Munich. Gabriel is out. Vitinha, okay, Yamal is facing a tough opposition. City, Donnarumma, okay, it's tough. Pedri is out. So from most of the most owned players, I own them or they're having a bad fixture, while my cheap players now are ahead. So yeah, I think that this week can skyrocket me, even though there aren't any clear favorites. I think picking the right players here and there will help me a lot to push my rank back to the normal rates of what I'm used to and how I see the game. This is going to be the end, guys. Of course, I'm going to be deadline streaming today, basically tomorrow for me recording, or today for you watching it. And yeah, I'll be answering all of your questions. Don't miss it for the world. I think we are going to have a lot of fun there. These are the deadline tips, the captaincy options I gave it to you, the latest injury updates, and tomorrow we're going to see the first 2 lineups, and we're going to have a lot of fun discussing our teams and how you should prepare for the upcoming week. Thanks so much for watching, but for now, I'll be heading out. Bye!